What's up, everybody? My name is Connor MacRae, and today I'm going to be installing all of this lovely ProGlow lighting equipment from Custom Dynamics onto my new to me 2018 Street Glide Special that I picked up from Raging Bull Harley Davidson about 2 days ago or so. None of this is sponsored. This is not an ad. This is just from my research, what I found, and what my friends are telling me. This is the best stuff to add because, unfortunately, as we all know, Harley Davidson lighting is kind of bad. They're still using halogen when LED is the standard, but that's beside the point. So, what I'm going to be doing is installing, and I already have actually installed, the 1157 turn signals on the front. I've got 1157 rear brake lights slash turn signals. I have the full Pro kit for LED with all that Bluetooth and loviness, as well as the 7-inch LED headlamp with the halo ring that can be controlled by the Bluetooth as well. So, I'm going to start going through all of that with a time lapse, and I'll probably talk to you through it along the way. So, alright, let's give this a shot. So to change out the taillight from the factory stock is actually pretty easy. You can use a little screwdriver to get right in here and just pop that off like so, and then make sure your gasket is all nice and even. Then you gotta do is just turn and pull out, making sure that you know which way the bulb went in, because that's exactly how your LED is going to have to go in. Then checking with that, line it back up, and thankfully this one comes with a handy dandy screw place right here. Turn it, and then all you have to do is spin the wires a little bit, get that nice and flush, and cinch that back on with just a little bit of force. Make sure your gasket is all the way around sealed. If it's not, it could potentially leak. So, checking that that's all good, all you gotta do now is go up and test it.
Light rain was falling with a temperature of 49.
And there you go.
Mount Wilson Airport, it was cloudy, but...
Okay, now that the rear is done, we're going to get this front headlight off and see if we can get that all happy and working. This, I imagine, is going to take a little bit more time than even what this video is saying. So, let's give it a shot. So now you see me removing the actual outer ring that's color matched to your fairing so that I can get the actual headlight hardware mounting ring underneath it. There's just 3 Phillips head screws in that triangle pattern, which makes it real nice and easy, but getting to the top one with the power drill wasn't working out, so use a screwdriver. Then you just have to remove the wiring harness. I did not know this, so I actually removed the plugs from the bulbs, but thankfully this kit comes with the proper wiring harness, so in this clip you already see me, I've swapped it out with the proper one. Then it's just one plug in and now putting the headlight back in. Thankfully the back of it's asymmetric for the actual headlight frame, so it makes it very easy for you to know which way it's supposed to go back in. The thing I didn't realize was also that the mounting ring is asymmetric and can only go one way on the bike, which makes it very easy, but it took me a second to figure that out, and once I figured that all, got the screws back in, but I did loosen up actually that sticker plastic top cover on it first, just so I could get to the headlight and pull it off easier. But I did not pull off enough and actually had to loosen it back up to get the last little piece of that sticker out. So with the headlight in place, all I had to do now was just run the wire back to the Bluetooth controller. As you can see, move over to the side and just ran it along underneath the tank. There's actually a couple of nice little grommets that are already there that help you basically put it in position, and then you can zip tie it up all nice and neat and clean. Here's a quick little hyperlapse. You can see me just run it along the side of the tank, get to that Bluetooth controller, which I've already installed from the other part of the kit, and then test out the lights with my phone. So if you got any one of the 3 SKUs of the Magical Wizards Accent Lighting Kit, including the full bike kit, which is the one I got, it comes with the Bluetooth controller. And you need that for the headlight, but it doesn't come with that headlight kit. So to install that first, you have to unscrew the seat, which is the last time you're going to be using a Phillips head in this install. And then you're going to have to use a bunch of torque bits. So if you don't have those, go out and get them, like I had to. So I unscrewed the tank just to get a little bit easier access to the underneath, which makes running the wires for now for the headlight and for the rest of the bike a lot easier later. Then just basically unscrew the ECU tray, flip it over out of the way so you can access to the battery, and connect the red and blue wires to the positive terminal and the black to the negative. Once that's done, put the ECU cover back in place, and then you can actually start cleaning up your wires in that area. So here's what it looks like with it all back together. You can see the Pro Grill controller up top, and my wires are nice and zip tied together in a non-spaghetti bowl-ish looking area. What I've also done is run the wire for the on-off button as well as the main channel 2 wire that's going to the rest of the bike. And you can see there's a little hole to the right side which goes underneath and actually hides under my heat shield there, where you can see the on button that's in the forward of the frame. And back behind there is the 5-way splitter that will run to the rest of the lights all over the bike. Now here comes the most terrifying and time-consuming and yet satisfying part, which is actually putting the lights on the bike. The instructions that come with the kit do give a general overview, but don't really give you the specifics on where you should put things. So this is what I'm doing right now. You can actually see I'm starting with the back, which is what the instructions tell you to do. And in fact, I used painter's tape at some points just to make sure that the location was exactly where I want it to be, because once you pull off that 3M tape, there's really no going back. So starting with the rear saddlebags bar, I put them at about 45 degrees off to the inside of the bike, and that's where I found about the best for having the most amount of light come down and bleed around, but also not interfere with the exhaust or the saddlebags themselves. Because of the way the strips have to be run, with the arrows pointing forward to the front of the bike, which will become obvious as to why later, the wire will loop back on itself. Because of that, there's going to be a lot of excess, which will have to be hidden, but thankfully this is easily done behind the right side cover under your seat. Those wires will then connect up to the right side heat shield, which is where my power button is located, and then from that piece it will go to the 5-way connector, which handles the left and right side of the tank, the horn, as well as the air filter. It also has one more connection which will go to a dual splitter, which covers your left and right side under frame lighting. Installing the tank lighting is the most intimidating, but actually one of the easiest things to do, because all you have to do is follow the weld seam on the left and right side of the tank. This makes it very, very easy to hide, as well as keep the lines nice and clean and keep the wires tucked out of the way. I also purchased the add-on front wheel lighting kit, which thanks to my dual calipers means there's one on each side. And with the help of a splitter that's hidden in the fairing, connects to the right side tank light. So once again, very nice and hidden thanks to the wire for the lights following its way up the brake line. The last things you see me doing now is putting the lighting under the horn, which is actually very easy because it just goes beneath it and connects nice and hidden up to the same place where the left side light connects, and as well as doing the final saddlebag check on that back left side. Now that's all together, just putting all the nice bits and pieces back on, and then we're going to start testing. It cannot be overstated that the cleanup work at the end, where you zip tie everything and hide all the wires, is probably the most important to keep the overall look of your bike nice and clean. And now you see me really quickly playing with all the functions, playing with the sound. And now for a close-up view of those lights on the front calipers. And you can see all the wires nice and hidden. Pretty much there's zip ties all over the bike, which I didn't realize, so it didn't make me feel so bad adding some more. Going all the way back to the 5-way splitter, as well as the nice connection point underneath the seat. Going down to the saddlebags, you can see nice and hidden. And even though it's midday when I'm filming this, it's still nice and bright in my garage. You can see that daylight outside. These are variable dimming, so you can make them whatever you want. They are color changing. And once it gets dark out, I'm going to take this out and we'll film the ending part of this segment. Now you see the left side as well. And underneath that horn, the tank, which is a little more exposed, but if you're sitting at level, you can't see it at all. And then, of course, that left side saddlebag, the underlighting. Just absolutely love this kit, and I'm really glad I added it. So here is the ending result right here, and you can just see me running a normal pattern, going through my front calipers, as well as checking out the tank, watching the lights go from front to back, and that's why the arrows are important in having everything facing forward, is so that that pattern will translate from front to back nice and easily. And obviously, even this is only like 8 o'clock at night, you can clearly tell in my garage that these lights are nice and bright, and when it is pitch black outside, it is going to be fantastic, which I have tried since this video has been recorded. And here is my normal green setting. I love using green just because it is a very bright color, very easy for other motorists on the road to recognize, and gives you a nice little accent lighting because of all the chrome, especially on my bike with the black accents as well. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like it and comment down below what you'd like me to see do next to this bike. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good one.